Have you ever thought to yourself, I wonder why the US drinking age is 21? Thinking that might get you looking at a map like this. Looking around, you can kind of compare Latin America, drinking age 18, Europe, for the most part, drinking age is also 18. You have some countries like, Egypt and Indonesia, where the drinking age is 21, so America isn't that lonely. But what the heck is going on in India? That's kind of the point of this video. Looking at this map, we can get a better look at India on its own. We can see that Indian drinking ages are a lot like Canadian drinking ages. It's left up to the states. But unlike Canada, where they settled on two broad similar options, India went with a all of the above approach. Everything from a drinking age of 18, which is relatively low, to alcohol is illegal, which is pretty excessive. Okay, so there was a lot going on the previous map. Let's focus in and kind of get a look at only those states that have a drinking age of 18. There are a couple, but most of them have nothing special going on, except Karnataka, which has an ambiguous legal situation where the age to purchase alcohol is 18, but the age to then drink that alcohol is 21. But in practice, that leads to a drinking age of 18, which is why it's included here. Although they do have an interesting law that specifically bans the liquor of Arrack, which has been in place for over a decade and was implemented in 2007. Here is the list of all the states with a drinking age of 21. There's not much to say about these states. Just like the US, you can't drink until you're 21 years old, except for Haryana, which had the Punjab Excise Act in effect. That law prohibited women from working in anything involving liquor or drugs, but the law was ruled unconstitutional in 2007 and is no longer in effect. The only other thing I would note is that Uttar Pradesh is on this list, and for those not familiar with India, this is the most populous of all the states. Then after that, we have the much smaller 23 club, which is just Kerala. As far as I could find, Kerala is the only state anywhere with a drinking age of 23, so they're rather unique in that aspect. Of note is that Kerala is looking into banning hard liquor, but they haven't completely banned it as of the making of this video. Now that we've reached the drinking age of 25, we've reached the last batch of states in which alcohol is actually legal. It's possibly the most interesting batch of states. That's because Delhi, the capital, is a city territory of its own, kind of akin to DC in the United States or the Capital Territory in Australia if you're not familiar. Also, Maharashtra is the second most populous state, but it's probably better known for being home to Mumbai and Bollywood. Additionally, Punjab had the Punjab Act in effect, but as was mentioned previously, it was struck down in 2007 for being unconstitutional. And the drinking age of 25 seems to be kind of like the drinking age of 23. It doesn't really exist outside of India. And now we reach the part of the video that some of you might have been waiting for this whole time. The 5 states in which alcohol is just flat out illegal. Well, some might be tempted into assuming that these 5 states are small and insignificant. That would be a mistake. Bihar is the 3rd most populous state in all of India, and Gujarat is the 6th most populated state. For reference, the combined population of these 5 states is over 160 million people. That's roughly twice the population of Germany. Each state has their own reason for the ban. In Gujarat, it's in honor of Gandhi, who was a prohibitionist. In Bihar and Nagaland, it's to make a healthier society and combat domestic violence. In Lakshadweep and Mizoram, it was pushed by outside groups like churches and NGOs. Then there's something that makes this whole thing even more complicated: dry days. Dry days are single days on which the sale of alcohol is forbidden. On the map, you can see the states in black are the states in which alcohol is already illegal, and thus dry days don't actually mean anything. In gray, you have states that have dry days, and in white, you have states that don't have dry days. And of course, dry days are inconsistent between the states. Some states, like Delhi, has only 3 dry days, and West Bengal has 21 dry days. In general, Independence Day and Gandhi's birthday are dry days that every state follows, or every state that follows dry days follows. Republic Day is followed by most states that have dry days. After that, it's pretty hard to generalize. West Bengal is the only state that has Christmas as a dry day, and Kerala is the only state that has New Year's Day as a dry day. So it's really up to the states. Thanks for joining me as we look at India's unique alcohol laws. I hope you learned something, and if you could, like and leave a comment. See you all next time.